Welcome, everyone. This is Pound Meals, and you're listening to LOTRO Players News, where we take a look at latest with LOTRO and hear LOTRO players. And this week, I'm joined by Crister,
Hello.
Cinders,
Hello.
and Sanswinda. You're there?
No, she's expressing herself in affirmative dance this time, so she did say hi, but
Ah.
Hello. I am saying hello, apparently too quietly.
Well, we'll start out with Krister's favorite part of the show.
no. I mean, hooray.
Yes, that's right. We did have a release this week, update 45.2. It was a rather long downtime for this particular update because not only were they doing an update, but they're also doing a very long maintenance in order to try to scrape away as much of the lag as they can. And the other thing that they were working on all the way through there. Oh, yes, right. They were moving the Angmar server because the Angmar server, they had to get it out of the old data center before they shut the doors around it. So they moved it to the new data center. So now people at Angmar don't have to worry about the doors shutting on their server. So let's go into update 45.2, which was released on Wednesday, August 13th. First off, the Farmers Fair is now opening, and there's new Farmers Fair requesting. The farmers of Stadel need help. Shrews and cave claws have been using tunnels beneath the fields of Stadel to pillage the town. The people of Stadel are begging for stout-hearted, adventurous folk to aid them in their time of need. Talk to Humbert Thornborough in Bywater, or head straight to Stadel and report to Constable Tanglerush for more information. Stadel Besieged is a series of 6 quests plus a daily wrapper that is available only during the Farmers Fair. Earn Farmers Fair tokens for helping the hobbits in need, and keep an eye out for treasures found within the Understadel that may include pipeweed, cosmetics, dyes, and even a pet. So we should call this Stadel Moke then, maybe?
Ugh.
Maybe.
Yes. The 2025 Farmers Fair began on 10 a.m. Eastern on Thursday, August 14th, and will run until 3 a.m. Eastern on September the 2nd. So let's see what else is new in this update. For festivals and events, Farmers Fair returns on August 14th, as we said, with the new quests and a new Apple Pickers cosmetic rewards. You can read more about the Farmers Fair on LOTRO.com. We do have a link to that in the show notes. For Farmers Fair, some adjustments have been made to make the egg scramble and mushroom hunt deeds easier to complete. Farmers Fair Maggots Mushrooms Hunt now requires 5 mushrooms rather than 8 to complete successfully. For the Egg Scramble Victories Tier 2 now requires 10 rather than 20 quest completions. Maggots Mushroom Victories Tier 2 now requires 10 rather than 20 quest completions. Much drinking, much running, and much eating, much running now requires 2 successful bets per runner rather than 3. In the egg scramble, the drop rates of white eggs has been reduced. The drop rates of bad eggs has been greatly reduced. The drop rates of colored, spotted, and striped eggs have been increased. The drop rate of golden eggs has been increased greatly. In accordance with these drop rate changes, the Farmers Fair tokens received for using the striped eggs has been reduced from 10 to 5, and the tokens received for using the golden egg has been reduced from 50 to 20. All right, any comments on the Farmers Fair before we head on to the PvP updates?
I'm glad they have better quality eggs now.
Okay. Let's then go into PvMP and the Entmores updates. We removed the announcement for heroes returning to Grotham and Horhollow as they were occurring randomly at best. We revised the value of the quests in the Monster Player reward track to make the amount of time engagement with the track more achievable. The new values are as follows. The standard quest will now reward 2,500 Monster Player reward track experience. Immediately following repeatable quests, there will reward 500 Monster Player reward track experience. The task to kill 50 players will reward 7,500 Monster Player reward track experience. The weekly quest for Monster Player will reward 50,000 Monster Player reward track experience. And this change reduces the number of standard quests to earn a single pip along the reward track to about 8. We have addressed an issue where the titles from the latest Monster Play reward track were not bestowed correctly. We addressed the errant title in the reward box for the nemesis of the free title on the Monster Player Season 2 reward track. Grodri's timer will extend to 2 hours between spawns. The faction that defeats Grodris keeps the buff that she grants until the opposition defeats her. Flags will return to the exterior/interior of Lugazeg and Tirith Raw. These align with the controlling faction and can only be used to ingress and egress from the tower when you are out of combat. Defenders at forward camps will more readily defend the flags. Under seats exist that only can be used when out of combat. Relics are no longer dispelled when near under seats exit. You can no longer leave the under seats while carrying a relic. You cannot be interrupted when deploying a siege machine. White Hand Bowmasters will be removed from the forward camps and replaced with less potent enemies. Mazak and Goldhead gain skills to deal with gates. Mazak now appears as a defender in Lugazag when Monster Player controls the tower. Goldhead now appears as a defender in Tirith Raw when players control the tower. Doors are placed behind the new defenders on the bottom floor of Tirith Raw and Lugazag. Broadcasts now alert players and monster players when the reward chests are available to claim at Tirith Raw and Lugazag. Levers on either side of the door can only be used when out of combat and will open the doors. Defeating the defenders on the bottom floor of the tower will also open the doors. The base resistance of gates was increased significantly and fixed an issue with overriding an existing spider skin with the update 45 update. This sets the name of the appearance back to the original luminescent Morgul Creeper. As for miscellaneous items, for the captain, remove the errant Entmore's dispel effect on the improved version of the motivating speech. Translations for the gambler have been updated in German. Extraordinary Wanderer's tools now properly give their bonus rare item effect, and Magnificent Master's resilient leggings have had their stats adjusted to differentiate themselves from the Magnificent Master's steadfast leggings. Let's see. The Magnificent Master's resilient leggings versus Magnificent Master's steadfast leg. Oh my goodness gracious. I see why they changed the name. Yes. Okay. And those are the release notes for update 45.2.
That wasn't too bad. That wasn't too bad.
All right. Now, one of the things you noticed that was not in there was a level cap increase for Angmar and Mordor, and that's because for Angmar and Mordor, the level cap update has been rescheduled for August 27th. So that'll be about 11 days from now. And Stone Games has posted their guide to the Farmers Fair, telling you about all the new things that are there. So the usual showpiece saying, okay, where to go and what to do. But of course, it is a rather top level guide and not one that goes all the way down. If you want an all the way down guide for the Farmers Fair, then you could also go to Fibro Jedi's website. And so we have a link to his guide also, just in case you wish to head out and know everything that could be there. So he talks about Saddle Besieged and, of course, the new rewards and everything you possibly want to know about the Farmers Fair. Anybody have any comments about the Farmers Fair? Have you had a chance to do anything in it yet?
Yeah, Saddle Besieged was fun, but I didn't notice anything down there except this lots and lots of people and stuff that disappeared that you needed for quests. Did you notice anything, Pine?
Was it a coincidence that the people were there and then the stuff was disappearing, or
No,
kind of above and beyond
everybody
the people being there?
everybody who used the stuff caused it to disappear. And you needed it for the quests.
Yeah, I went in there during lunchtime, which meant that I was able. I think maybe it would have taken twice as long for me to do it, compared to how long it would have taken me if there was nobody else there. But I was able to complete the quest.
Did you find any of the stuff that was teased?
Oh, you mean the teased stuff? Oh yeah, I keep on forgetting about that stuff that exists. I even forgot about even looking for it. So no, I did not find any of that stuff. But yes, I'm pretty sure that there were enough other people there to have probably grabbed it before I did, even if it did pop up.
Yeah.
I am not noted for being quick in picking things up. I mean, I can be in front of someone, rush up to a resource, click on it, and somehow the other person still, without any speed bumps, was still able to mine it before I did. So that's difficult for me.
Yeah.
All right. So let's head into store sales. Cinders, what's on sale this week?
On sale this week, we still have double bonus points, so you can get twice the bonus points in the LOTRO store through August 17th, which is tomorrow, so if you're not listening live, you may miss it. You can also make your make your piece of Middle Earth shine and get 30% off select housing decorations, select housing sets, select cloaks, now through August 21st. And the weekly coupon is for a free gold die with coupon code It's Just Gold, no spaces or punctuation, now through August 21st.
All right. Thank you, Cinders. So let's go and find out what we did in gaming this week. Crister, what were you up to?
Well, Friday night we did the raid and we got to the second boss and we were victorious. It was a lot of fun, and it was the realization that I was completely delusional on how bad my gear was. My gear's great and worked very well. And I had a couple of my favorite moments in LOTRO, and that's when people give up hope. I like it when people give up hope, because those are usually when the most interesting things happen. Because I've seen time, especially when ploys. It's so funny to see you have a percentage of people that go, "Oh, we're doomed. We're all gonna die," and then you have the other half that are just quiet, don't say anything, and are just doing their jobs. And we pull it out. And so what was awesome was there's a couple moments where people were like, Crister's going down. Crister's going down. No, I'm not. I'm not going down. And I didn't. So I rocked. I felt I was back in the captain seat. And for me, the captain is like a symphony. It's like playing a symphony. So that was a lot of fun. And I'm glad we were victorious and looking forward to doing it again. And then in ESO, I've been prepping for PvP as opposed to being a random ding dong out running around getting killed by other people. I've now got like 3 or 4 characters that are semi-optimized for PvP, and I'm looking forward to getting them out in the field and seeing what's going on. And then tried this game on a suggestion. It was called Gun Touchables, and it was pretty funny. It's like this post-apocalyptic shooter where you're trying to collect a lot of supplies. So you have to go get a bunch of toilet paper. You do a beer run, some pretty ridiculous stuff, but it was pretty fun. Cinders, what did you get up to this week?
Well, so I started planning for another round, which is a group starting on Monday night. So I rolled 2 new characters. I rolled a captain and a brawler so that I'm ready for the new groups. And then I got them all added into the Academy kinship. And then I did my first raid as a raid lead on Friday night. And we finished Tub Wing 1, but we could not have done it without Crister. We flipped the script on the final boss, so Crister pulled the boss, and M just kind of trundled around with a whole train of ads behind her back and forth. And aside from accidentally resetting the instance, it went really swimmingly. And then Sans and I were talking, and she said, it seems to take 3 healers and a Crister. So it worked out very nicely. And then I played some Oregon Trail for nostalgic reasons. Start to finish in 6 hours today. Nobody died of dysentery, but they all suffered from it repeatedly. And the only death was the guy who slipped on the pine needles and leaf litter and conked his head on the wagon wheel on his way down. And they were like, and it was, of course, fatal. I was like, oh, poor guy. But that was my week in gaming. Sans, how was yours?
Mine was pretty good. I did some epic questing in the North Downs on the Academy field trip, which was pretty fun. I don't often do the epic quest through there. And I ran Tub Wing 1 with Ploy, and finished it on my main hunter for the first time. Because the only other time I finished it, I had switched to my Runekeeper to help heal just before Crister joined. So, that was pretty fun. And I did some questing in ESO and ended up fighting the biggest boss and bane of my existence every time I logged in, my inventory. Turns out...
Oh yeah, that's a foe.
Turns out that usually you need more than 1 empty slot to do anything. So, yeah, confronting my hoarding tendencies in games. And that was pretty much my week. How was your week, Pineleaf?
Hey, my lore master stopped an ambush with the help of a quiet dwarf. For Mythgard, our Mythgard Wednesday group, our group headed into Mirkwood. So we finished up the book 8 of volume 2, and now we're just dipping our toes inside of Mirkwood and getting ready for that grand adventure. And I spent a bit of time playing a roguelite deck builder called Iotenjo, which is very much on a Mahjong theme. So I was having a lot of fun with that. And that's it for my week in gaming. If you would like to send some feedback, you could send us a comment to podcast@LOTROplayers.com. The Players Alliance has 2 shows on Saturdays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We have LOTRO Players News, and we record DDO Players News when Drac is available. You choose our shows at loachplayers.com/live. And that's all for tonight then. This is Pilot Needles reminding you to skirmish responsibly.